Yo, what's up, guys? Getting started here with the lesson stream, joined by the man himself, Shulk Hogan. How you doing, man?
What is crack-a-lacking, my fellow Shulk people?
We all chilling over here. We about to have a good time. About to get this lesson underway. So, let me introduce you to the man. So, Shulk Hogan is an intermediate level Shulk player. He plays Ryu and Sonic on the side. What region were you from?
I'm from the Pennsylvania region, Central PA.
Central PA. All right, fair enough. So Pennsylvania. You said your goals in general. Let me see what was written. So you become a rather patient player lately, but you've hit a plateau. You're lacking confidence in yourself and your character. You have a lot of matchup inexperience, and you struggle to adapt to your opponents. Your fundamentals are a little weak, and you're rather inconsistent in your placings. That's what you believe your weaknesses were.
Yeah. It's just throughout the season, I'll have that 1 week where I'll do really good, but then like 3 or 4 weeklies I'll get like 13th, 17th. Sometimes I've gone 0-2 for the first time.
Sometimes you feel good about the way you're playing, then other times you just kind of fall apart.
Yeah, and most is because like I feel like if I didn't go this character, then I probably would have done better, stuff like that. So that's why last season I didn't really use Shulk that much, because, I just figured Ryu and Sonic were gonna help me with some of the matchups, but it just didn't seem like I was going anywhere. So I was trying to freshen up my Shulk.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here today, especially in this matchup where I haven't really beaten this guy, but this was the 1 week where I was really close, in my opinion.
So yeah, the matchup we're about to be looking at right now to start off the lesson is a match between Shulk Hogan and Pre-Cooked Bread, a Toonlink player. So tell me a little bit about how you guys usually play.
About me and Bread?
Yeah.
Yeah, so usually he'll we'll both start to fill each other out, because I know that him being Toonlink, he really likes throwing everything at me in the beginning, so it's hard for me to get in. But then he'll start mixing it up. So I notice every time we play, he'll run past my shield and throw a bomb just to confuse me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just stuff about Toonlink I don't know in general, but that I know about Red. He's very patient, but he is the aggressor most of the time.
Gotcha. Okay. So usually he has control of the match, and you feel like you don't know what you're doing because he's pressuring you hard and you're getting caught.
Yeah, it's like one move after the other. I'm trying to keep up with what he's doing, and then next thing I know, it's game over. So that's why I was trying to find out what things could I have done, because I won the first game, and I felt like I knew, okay, this is how it's gonna go. But then the second and third match was just he totally mixed it up.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's take a look at how you did. Let me go ahead and how are we gonna do it? Okay, so this is the first time I've actually done an analysis. Here, I'm gonna add you as a friend on Discord, and I'm gonna call you, so that way I can share my screen and you can see what I'm looking at.
Oh, all right. Oh yeah, I do have a Twitter. I didn't look at your message.
Yeah, I was gonna shout it out, but I didn't know.
uh,
Alright. Go. Can you see it alright? Can you hear me, man? Yeah, what's up, Yarv? How you doing? Let me address the chat real quick. What's up, Coach? Dude, love. That is Shulk Hogan, I believe. Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
am I good now?
There we go. Now I can hear you.
Alright, yeah. Okay, now I can do the screen share, John.
Awesome. Can you see all right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So Toonlink's a bit of a weird character to fight for a lot of characters, but I think it's very straightforward for Shulk. In general, the way I feel about this matchup is when Toonlink has a bomb, it feels like an even matchup, but when Toonlink doesn't have a bomb, it's free for Shulk.
Okay.
He's got a much shorter sword than you. He doesn't have the mobility to ease off. You can constantly stay in the range where you are optimal, and it's just not fun for him. But right now, you're struggling to get in. You're getting hit quite a lot. Just off, like, here's one very important thing to keep in mind. It's like, when you're... Think about any character with an item. By the way, I'm getting an echo from you again. Would it be possible for you to lower your mic further? No, your speakers further?
See if that's good.
Hello, testing, testing. Alright, that's a lot better. Yo, what's up, Seb Forsberg? Good to see you streaming again. Oh, thanks, man. Good to be streaming again. Anyways, so when you're dealing with any projectile character, you're going to run into actually, could you change your sensitivity a little bit in Discord? See if that helps a bit more.
Change my sensitivity. All right, sure.
See if we can't get that sorted out a little bit.
Is that any better?
Testing? Testing, testing. Testing, testing. I can still kind of hear it. If we can make it so that I can't hear myself at all when you're not talking, that would be perfect.
Can I do the push to talk thing? Is that...
I mean,
does that work?
Would be possible, but when we're playing, it'd be very annoying to deal with. I'd say just in Discord, go to voice.
Mm-hmm.
Turn off automatically determine input sensitivity, and then lower the bar to a point where background noise doesn't affect it at all.
I turned it all the way down.
Turning it all the way down would make it so everything gets heard.
Oh, so...
You want to leave a little bit of green.
A little bit of green. Okay, so...
You want to make sure that when I talk, the green... No, the gray thing that's moving doesn't leave the green. So I'm going to talk a little bit just so you can have that example. Talking. You got it? You may have increased it too much because I can't hear you now.
How about now?
Now I can hear you, and I can't hear myself. That's good.
Hey, we're making
Perfect.
progress.
Yeah, big progress.
Alright.
Alright, so that's a lot better. It's one thing if I can hear myself when you're talking. That's kind of unavoidable. But... I mean, right now I can hear myself.
Because I just moved my phone. Maybe if I'm moving it. How about?
Can you mess a little bit with the bar? Well, I mean, I can't hear myself right now, and I can hear you.
Okay, that should be good then.
Yeah, let's hope this is good. All right, awesome. So, damn it, I hear myself again. It's okay. It's not too bad. I'm just gonna try to not get super excited so I don't hear myself in my ears. Okay, so, the thing about Toonlink as an item-based character is like this applies to Toonlink, Diddy Kong, Rob, Mega Man to some extent. Anyone with like a thing that they throw at you, especially bombs. They're very good tools for catching landings. But right here, what happened on screen, Toonlink backs off, pulls out a bomb, and then immediately when he pulls out a bomb, you jump straight into the air and try to land with a nair. The issue with this is that when the bomb connects with a nair, the hitbox will activate, which is strong to the point that you're just going to get... No, it's going to detonate, and you're going to get caught. Your nair isn't that long ranged below you. So... let's see how good this is. Especially because you jumped up that high at this point, you essentially telegraphed your intention to Toonlink. So all he had to do was back off, wait for you to land, and then boom, gotcha. And then as soon as he gets you, he throws more items, and then resets the situation, crosses over you. You jump again, he throws another bomb, knocks you away, pulls out another bomb. Now here's
he's just catching my landings at this point?
Yeah. Now here's a different situation. This isn't catching landings. This is something else. Notice what just happened here. You had enough time to react to this bomb, but you rolled because you were scared of what he was going to do, and then you ran forward. The issue with running forward is that when you're in your initial dash, Shulk cannot shield immediately. No character can shield immediately at their initial dash. There's like a 10 frame window for Shulk. Shulk shields on frame 10 or 11. I think it's 10. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 10. So as soon as you start dashing, you cannot shield until 9 frames later. And that is the window that he needs to hit you with this bomb. This is, when you're dealing with any zoning character, dashing when you're in range of their attacks is not something you want to do. Unless you're punishing them. Right here, you were not punishing them, so you got caught out and you just got hit. I'm gonna bet this happens a lot more. So like this boomerang here, I don't think that caught you neutral getup. I think he just... Okay, maybe it did.
No, because he'll... So what he likes to do is when someone's at the, where I was, like at the ledge, he'll like to throw a boomerang behind you.
Yeah.
And then, and then
combo into
throw
like
a bomb to like cover everything. So I was just trying to get out of that, but then he like whiffed an up smash, and I was able to get some percent after this enormous lead that he had.
Yeah, you're kind of getting hit by almost everything that he's throwing at you, so you're ending up with this enormous lead. Shield Art is definitely not what you want to be in this position unless you can force him to the ledge. But unfortunately, you just really didn't want to die, so I don't blame you.
Yeah.
There is one thing that you can keep in mind, which is good, which is that when Toonlink is holding a bomb, he can't grab you. So shield is extremely effective.
Okay.
Right now, honestly, the best thing you can do, you are getting hit repeatedly because you are constantly going into the air. He's anti-airing you, he's zoning you out, he's doing all of this nonsense. But honestly, all of this could have been avoided if you had stayed on the ground and walked.
Walk?
If you walk, you can move, and you can shield immediately, instead of a dash where you wouldn't be able to shield until like 10 frames into your dash. You have all of your options available to you when you walk. So you can walk up to him, perfect shield, walk up to him, perfect shield, perfect shield, perfect shield. And then doing that, you're forcing him to retreat. Once he retreats far enough, he can't retreat anymore, and he has to contest you. And that's where you catch him. You pressuring Toonlink at the ledge, Toonlink has no options.
Okay.
Yo, what's up, Blue Pikachu? Haven't seen you around in ages, man.
I do notice I do feel like I jump too much. Like I want to land on them instead of, taking that.
There's something important that you want to keep in mind as well when you're landing on them. Jump art is really good because of the mobility that you have, but think of it like, imagine Sonic starts spin dashing at you from across the stage. How easy is that to intercept?
It's very easy.
That's exactly what's happening here. When you full hop in jump art and go directly towards your opponent, you are telegraphing your intentions.
Okay, I can see that.
What you need to do, if you want to get around that without telegraphing yourself, is you need to apply a little misdirection. Or you need to do so in a way that your opponent does not have time to react. If you're close to your opponent, you can do things like short hop or even full hop, depending on the situations, to pressure him. But when you full hop, you generally want to keep your opponent guessing. If you do the same thing every single time, like you're constantly jumping straight into Toonlink, it's going to be very easy for him to repel you. All he has to do is block, or throw something at you to intercept you. Or if you're going in a straight line towards him, all he needs to do is back off, and then he could forward smash you or something, and you're going to die.
Alright.
But what if instead you jump towards him, and then you double jumped right before you landed? Or what if you short hopped instead in a threatening position where if he overcommits to try to stop you, you can mix up your options and catch him out, but if he doesn't, then you can hit him. What if you threaten him between the possibility of a shield and forcing him to put up shield because you're throwing out attacks, or forcing him to try to intercept you because you're going to land with a grab, or forcing him to just retreat entirely and giving you stage control. You could put a lot of pressure on him at a range where he can't really cover all the options that you have safely. By the way, you should probably silence your phone during the lesson, because we're getting that buzz whenever you get a message. If you're talking right now, I can't hear you, by the way. You there? He dead. Oh Lord Almighty, he dead. Hello?
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, I don't know what that was. I just. All right, I'm back.
I can tell you that the echo is like 20 times worse than it was before, though.
Oh really?
Okay, let's try this again.
Hello. Perfect.
All right.
Well, not perfect, but better. Is there like you messed with the sensitivity and you couldn't get it to work right?
No, because I tried to turn off my phone or mute my phone, and I exited the little voice call thing.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about the like messing with the voice sensitivity, because I feel you are a lot louder than I am, so you should be able to raise your rather lower your sensitivity by raising the bar to the point where I can hear you, but I can't hear myself.
Are we good now?
Testing. Yeah, sounds good. Well,
All right, cool.
well, sounds better.
Better?
If I don't get excited, then I can't hear myself, which is better. If you raise it a little bit more, it'd probably be perfect.
A little bit more? All right,
Like,
gotcha.
You should see
No
like
problem.
a meter going off on your
Right.
mic, and the meter when I talk should be inside the range.
Yeah, it's in there.
Awesome, good, perfect. And I can hear
Sweet.
you perfectly, so we're good. Alright, so hopefully that fixes the issue. So let's continue now. Oh my god, this man's desperate to get this kill. This is your opportunity to turn things around. And it's probably exactly where you turn things around. Unless you keep doing that.
Yeah, because eventually he started being really impatient, so he started he got a little I don't know, because when I started he didn't get that kill, so he started just doing stuff that he normally doesn't do. So I just waited a little bit, and then I was able to
yeah,
just
this is a
avoid.
lot better the way you're playing now, since you're not rushing him down repeatedly, you're not opening yourself up. Oh my god! Oh, you're a man! Yeah, brother! Get the smash art, brother! Woo!
Yo!
Let's go! Yo, he could probably grab you and kill you across the damn stage at this point.
He actually did do that. It's probably about to come on right. Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yo, that 6% though.
Yo, I respect it. I wouldn't have done that, but I respect it. Now, the same thing that happened stock 1 is done. Okay, I want to call this out. I want to call this part out. So he knocks you off the stage, and then you immediately jump back in and throw out a fair.
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to notice is the path you took. You were here. You can see my mouse, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so you were here, and then you moved down in this arc. You were holding straight forward, so you can't move any farther than here. This is where you're gonna land. Notice where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Notice where your attack was. You already know you didn't want to do a fair. Like, that much is obvious. But the issue that I'm having here is that you position yourself in this arc in the first place, because this heavily telegraphs your intentions and your position. You can't possibly go any farther than here unless you commit to a backslash.
Yeah, and that's not really
So
optimal.
if he steps out of your range, he can punish you with whatever he wants. If you had nared and he had stepped right here and charged a forward smash, you would have gotten bodied. When you're in this position, this is something that I call holding forward. especially in disadvantage, you don't want to play disadvantage the same way you play neutral or advantage. You have less options than your opponent, and because you have less options, because you have a small amount of options, it becomes easy for the opponent to guess which option you're going to use. If you are jumping straight at your opponent, if, let's say you were the Toonlink, if you saw someone jumping straight at you, using your double jump to do so, and they can only go this far, what do you think they're going to do?
They're gonna punish.
No. What do you think they are going to do, assuming you're the Toonlink?
Oh, they're gonna wanna, I feel like they're just gonna wanna shield.
No, I'm saying put yourself into Toonlink's position. And say you're fighting an opponent, and he does what you just did.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they're going to do? What can they do?
What can Toonlink do?
No, what can Shulk do in this position?
Oh, I don't think he can do anything.
He can attack. He can air dodge. He can counter. He can use a special move. That's it. He has 4 options.
Oh.
So, out of those 4 options, what's the most likely thing he's going to do?
I want to say counter.
I mean, counter could work, but that's a very risky decision.
So an attack would just be...
Attack would be the obvious choice here. If your opponent is approaching from the air, they're generally going to attack you 9 times out of 10. Especially Shulk, because he gets a lot of reward off of his Nair, he's going to want to use his Nair and hit you. Fair, not so much. But Nair, you hit Toonlink with a Nair here, you grab him, you down throw, you start a nice combo. You're in Buster Art, you're gonna get some stupid damage from that Nair.
Oh, yeah. See, I was hoping I would be able to edge guard him while I was in Buster, because I know that racks up like tons of damage.
Yeah.
If you play your cards right.
Which is why you wanted to go that far. Which, yeah, that's a good decision to make. When you get knocked off stage, you could still use Buster Art because it makes your attack safe on shield, which should make it easier for you to return to stage. But you want to be careful what you do. The issue here isn't like you being in Buster Art is good. This is not a bad decision here. But the issue is the path you took to get back on stage. If you had grabbed ledge, you would have had 7 options. You coming here, you have 4. And 3 of them are stupid. Or 3 of them are high risk. One of them is not as risky. So, and it's more rewarding than the others. So you're probably going to use that one, which is attack. Essentially, what I'm saying is, you telegraphed your decision here. You're jumping in with an attack. He knew you were jumping in with an attack, which is why he stepped back and shielded. And he put himself out of range. That's a very weak punish. That's a forward tilt. It could have very easily been a forward smash. It could have been a grab. It could have been anything. Instead, he just focused on knocking you back. And then right here, you jumped in and you countered.
And then the counter, yeah.
And it worked, but it very easily could have not. Like, if Toonlink was a little bit more patient, then he could have punished you a lot harder than that. What you should have done in that position, instead of twice jumping straight at your opponent when you had a disadvantage, you should make your focus, instead of trying to attack the opponent, you should make your focus on resetting to neutral. From that position, keep your resources as much as you can, and go for the ledge. If you go for the stage, it is a mix-up. You don't want to make that your default choice because it's extremely easy to punish, extremely easy to cover, no matter what character your opponent is playing. No matter what character you're playing. That's a universally easy to punish option. The only time I'd say you could go for it would be either as a mix-up, if your opponent overextends, or if you're playing a character whose options are so ridiculously potent and hard to cover from that range, to the point that your opponent's position can be considered an overextension. Like, for example, if you're playing Diddy Kong, you can side B back to ledge from that position. No, back to stage. But you can also drop down and side B to the ledge. And that's even better. So even as those characters that have those options, it's still better to not put your neck out when you don't have to. Usually, if you want to build up a sense of consistency in your play, you want to play with solid decisions. You want to generally go for high reward and low risk. The lower the risk, the better. The higher the reward, the better. But if the reward isn't worth the risk, then you might not want to go for it. For example, let's say you're at 100% and your opponent is at 80%. And you turn on Smash Art. You got them off stage, and they grab the ledge. You read that they're going to neutral get up, so you go for an up smash.
Okay.
So what happens there is let's look at the three things. When making a decision like this, you need to consider three things. You got your risk, you have your reward, and you have your chance of success. So, the risk of doing so. What happens if you fail?
I die.
You die. That's very obvious. You're in Smash Art, you're at 100%, you're by the ledge, you're dead. And he has a long time to punish you, you're dead. If you succeed, he's dead. And if the chance of success, it depends on whether he neutral get-ups. No, it depends on how you position it. You could cover maybe both neutral get-up and roll. And if he has a roll habit, then you got him. If he has a neutral get-up habit, then you got him. But if he does anything else, you fail. So it's not a bad chance. Now let's change the situation. What if you're on your last stock and he's on his second stock? The risk becomes you lose the match. The reward becomes he dies. Now let's take that another step. What if you're both on your last stock? The risk becomes you lose the match, and the reward becomes you win the match.
Great.
Let's take it even further. What if you're on game 2 and he's up a set? The risk becomes you lose the set, and the reward becomes you win the match. Like, you could take so many different layers on this that just change the nature of the risk that you're taking, and it completely transforms the situation and whether or not it's a good idea. Now, at the same time, you could alter the chance of success. What if you've been repeatedly zoning him at ledge to the point that he has felt safe in neutral get-upping? Now, using the neutral get-up. And then you condition him to do so, and then you're standing at distance, and then right when he grabs the ledge, you wait a moment, and then you go for the up smash. That right there significantly increases your chance of success and makes it worth considering. But it's like so many different things that layer on top of this that change the nature of the decision. And in general, if you want to have a consistent level of play, you want to play with that in mind, with any decision that you make. Especially the higher risk decisions, you want to cut those down.
Okay.
So let's keep watching for now. Right now, you're playing very passively, which is good. Oh boy.
Boomerang.
You got mixed up. It's whatever. It happens. I wanna ask something. Why did you short hop air dodge this boomerang?
Sure.
I was just, I don't know. I just was just
It was a little
thinking about
stylish,
not getting hit.
but
Yeah, I was thinking about not getting hit. But like, there's no like in-depth answer for that.
yeah, I feel you. In general, what I'm seeing there is you're thinking about not getting hit, but you're working a little too hard for it. You were standing still and shielding. You could have very easily blocked the bomb and then blocked the boomerang. And it would have had the same result with less chance of failure.
Maybe he anticipated that I would jump, and then I was like ready for it.
I mean, like, at the same time, you could have used short hopping from that distance doesn't get anything done. It doesn't condition him. It doesn't pressure him, because you're on the other side of the stage. You short hopping from that distance, you could get nothing. Full hopping from that distance, you can reach him, but at the same time, it's very predictable. So he's not frightened at all by your jumps. He just threw out the boomerang to cover you because he was jumping. Honestly, a lot of this is just he's flinging the kitchen sink at you. He didn't read your jump so much as he just decided to throw something else at you. He was falling. He threw a boomerang. You could have blocked the boomerang on the ground. It would have had the same effect as air dodging in the air. Then he pulls out another bomb, throws another thing at you. You're approaching with advancing shield, which is good from the distance you're at. Now you're stuck on ledge. You're forcing him backwards. Notice every single time you approach, he moves backwards. He tries to cross under you when he runs out of room, or when you overextend. That's how he's able to maintain this passive play. What you need to do when you're dealing with an opponent like this is you need to choke out the stage from underneath him. Like I said before, push him to the ledge, keep him at the ledge. Shulk's ledge trapping is extremely powerful, especially against Toonlink, who doesn't have any options at ledge. The only thing that you should be scared of at ledge is if you're a death percent to a back throw. Nothing else is going to kill you. And Toonlink has a tether grab. If you bait that grab, you punish him hard. So let's keep looking. Let me ask you. Right here, I noticed you jumped in order to cycle an art. This is how you usually cycle arts, right?
Yeah, because I of course, Malk.
Yeah.
So I was just like, by habit, do cycle an art to, get ready for a Malk, but
yeah,
it's just out of habit.
I feel you. That's something you gotta cut down on. Because that's getting rid of resources and getting rid of options. When you jump in the air, you'd lose the ability to shield. Against a projectile character, you need to be able to shield. I'm not saying don't jump, but that jump was a wasted jump. You could have very easily cycled on the ground. And you don't have to immediately prepare a Malk for anything you do. Because you're using jump art a lot because you like your Malks, because you like jump art. But in this matchup, where he's constantly focusing on catching your landings and intercepting you in the air, you want to stay grounded. Speed art would have helped you a lot more in this matchup. Jump art works if you're able to keep him pressure and choke out his options. But if he has the ability to back off because you're aiming for where he is instead of where he's going to be, then you're setting yourself up for failure. That's exactly what happened for the most part. You're playing this match from behind. Right there, you dashed in, you got hit by the bomb because you dashed. When you have something pressuring you immediately, you have to walk. Let me ask you, what controls do you use?
The only things that are different is I take tap jump off and then I jump with it's R, the right.
Okay, so you have a trigger jump.
Shield.
Alright, well, tap jump off is exactly what I was looking for. So, let me teach you a nice little trick. If you want to walk and never accidentally run, what you can do is you can press up on the control stick, and from there you can along the gate, slide the control stick in the direction you want to walk. Especially from a grounded position.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's something I want to see more from you. Because these dashes are costing you. There, he kind of set up a nice grounded trap. That's something actually I want to call out. Because here, you jump, you double jump, you throw out a fair, but what was that fair trying to cover?
Yeah, he wasn't really close to me.
Yeah. That's, like, you got hit because you committed to the position you were in and you didn't know what to do. You didn't have the awareness of the projectile coming back the other way and the bomb coming forward. Because, like, if I was put in that position where I double jump to avoid that... Let me see. If I got clipped here and I double jump to avoid the boomerang, I would have immediately gone to pressure him in this position. I would have, from here... Let me put you back in the sky to where you jumped in order to avoid the boomerang. You had the awareness of the boomerang, but you didn't have the awareness of here. From here, you decided to fall straight down. I would have kept going forward because here he does not have the room to back off. He runs backwards, and if you had continued, you would have landed on him. I feel like you were trying to zone him where he was instead of where he was going to be.
That's what he's been doing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of backed off, and as you see, like I did back up when he threw it. So I figured that was going to happen if I continued to go forward.
Yeah.
And I just got, just pancaked.
If you had continued on, let me tell you the things that could have happened. If you had kept drifting into him. Because this is one of the few times that actually drifting forward into him would have worked. And the difference between this time and the other times is how close you were to him. When you're up here, and he's over here, he has several options. He can stay here, he can move backwards, and he can move forwards. And from there, he can do whatever the heck he wants. I love this song, but for a lesson, not so much. Alright, we can do with this. So, if he moves backwards, you keep moving forward, you're going to land directly on him. He cannot move backwards far enough to pressure you. If he shields, you cross him up with your nair. If he stays still, then or if he moves forward, then you're safe because you can act out because you're sliding forward from your landing. When you land, when you're in jump art, you carry that momentum from the air onto the ground. Yeah, Blue Pikachu, you love Mystery Dungeon, but this is also Mystery Dungeon, so we're good. So, anyways. Was that momentum that you carried forward from the air? You would have been able to land on him and land safely because anything he does at his shield would not be able to punish you. You'd be able to jump out of the way. But I said you got hit. You went backwards, you positioned yourself in the position where you were vulnerable to that. If you backed off, you should have backed off all the way. Or you should have gone a little bit forward. So where you would have gone past a bomb. Or, there's a lot of different options that could have happened here. But the fact that you positioned yourself up here was that double jump. As soon as you make that double jump, you have to make a commitment that will lead to the best possible option. And I think it was jumping in at this point. Because he's holding a bomb. He can't threaten you beyond hitting you with a bomb. And at the position that you were at, he really didn't have the opportunity to do so. Because if he moves backwards to try to evade you, you're going to land on him. If he stays in place, you're going to land safely unless he spaces himself perfectly and throws the bomb at the perfect time. And even then, you're sliding forward. So he probably would have missed.
Okay.
Let's see what else. He tries to do some tricky movements. That was okay, that worked out.
that's the thing I was talking.
You have a counter habit.
Ooh. Really? I have a counter habit?
Yeah. When you feel threatened,
'Cause-
like right here, you felt threatened because you got clipped out of what you were, because you missed your attack, and then immediately, in order to avoid a punish, you threw out the counter. This is something I noticed from you several other times in a position where the counter would not have worked. You got this time you didn't get punished for it, but the past few times you did. It's specifically when you miss an attack, you have a counter habit because you're expecting the opponent to retaliate, catch your ending line.
Okay.
Let me actually write a few notes here on this match so far. So what have we talked about? We talked about holding forward in disadvantage. Dashing.
Jumping.
Yeah. Let me actually write about that one first. So this was telegraphed jump-ins, holding forward at disadvantage, let's see what else. Getting landings caught, dashing too close to threatening attacks, unable to shield. Counter habit. Jump plus cycle habit. Spacing attacks that will never hit, putting you in lag, in disadvantage. Attacks too far to hit. Alright, so that's a good amount of noise. Counter habit when missing attacks. Already quite a bit to work off of. So let's keep watching. Right there, that was the fair again. It actually worked this time, but an air dodge would have been a lot safer. The spacing the fair when you're in disadvantage, I mean. Like, you immediately fared because you didn't want to get caught by whatever other nonsense he threw at you. Yeah. I don't know if that was conscious, but judging off the other times that you did it, I don't think it was conscious.
No.
Hold on. I want to watch this carefully. That was a little slow. Do you buffer the second slash?
Did I what?
Do you buffer the second slash?
Did I buffer the second air slash?
Yes. The second hit of air slash.
I don't believe so.
Okay, that's what you need to do. Whenever you grab the ledge with Shulk, if you are aiming to grab the ledge like this at the top of air slash, you need to buffer the second slash. It's so much safer, it's so much faster, and it actually allows you to snap the ledge. Shulk not buffering the second slash has identical ledge grab data to Cloud. You don't want to be Cloud in this situation.
Okay.
This is where I'm constantly clapping at people and telling them to snap the damn ledge.
Yeah, I just figured if you go lower, you'll be able to snap the ledge easier because But
I mean,
before,
you can go
I would
lower. That's
just
fine.
up B. Yeah, I would just up B and then I would go past the ledge.
Yeah,
But
that's
then
not
next
good.
time I'll be like,
I like how you spaced it. This is good spacing for grabbing the ledge. The issue is you didn't buffer the second slash. If you buffer the second slash, you will actually grab the ledge earlier than if you don't. It's an 8-frame difference. It's very significant. Like, have you seen the GIF that's... By the way, just for good measure, I'm gonna go ahead and put the bot for the chat. Alright. Let me go ahead and find this PSA post. Okay, so this video is going to pop up right now. Shows the difference between snapping the ledge and not snapping the ledge. I'm going to hope it shows up. Yeah, it's showing up decently. So this first one, where Shulk gets hit after grabbing there, that's if you don't snap the ledge. That's if you don't buffer the second slash. This one is if you do buffer the second slash.
oh wow.
Very significant. This alone makes Shulk no longer bottom tier. Yo, we got a host? Yo, Myron with 7 viewers. Thanks a lot, man. Means a lot. How was the stream, man? You doing good?
Oh, the Omar dude.
Yeah. He's a
Alright.
pretty cool guy. He does all of my things. Shout out to Florida. I've yet to have a chance to catch you stream though. I really want to see if I can do that. Am I following you?
I just hit up that shot.
Let me follow you right now,
Here.
just in case I'm not following you, because I want to catch your stream one day. There you go. Followed. Done.
So I guess that technique is definitely useful for not only Toonlink, who likes to throw stuff.
It's
Wow.
useful for any matchup in the game.
Not just people.
No, that's just... It's like the very first thing you should learn with Shulk. It's that important. It's so core to his kit. And yet so many people don't know this. Snap the damn ledge, and you will live so much longer than you would otherwise. As a side note, if you jump at, like, you know how Cloud snaps the ledge using the startup of his up B?
Mm-hmm.
Shulk can do the same thing. That's another way to snap the ledge.
Oh yeah, I've known.
Okay, so
I just didn't know the other thing.
yeah, the other thing is extremely important. Like, a lot of people say it's comparable to Cloud. It is, unless you snap the damn ledge, in which case it's not, and suddenly it's a good move. It saves lives. Anyways, let's keep moving forward. This match has been lasting a very long time because you absolutely refuse to die. Hold on. What is happening?
So much stuff.
You're out of options here. You throw out another fair. Case in point, you throw out another fair. That fair would never hit. It's not gonna hit him. There's not a single situation that he would get hit by that fair. So then over here, you drift in, and then you get hit again when you had 20 years to react to that bomb. And then you double jump, and you fair again, and then you get hit with the bomb. So before, I want to ask you something. when you're approaching with Shulk, and you are trying to land on someone, why are you using fair? Is it just as a get off the option?
I feel like it is now that I'm looking at it, because I've thrown out fair so many times where it's not even remotely close to the opponent, but just like, I guess I'm just acting off of instinct as if I was, starting in neutral, because usually I would go to speed Monado, then I would throw out a
You were better at speed mode than speed
Nair.
Monado, let me tell you that much.
Yeah. So usually my go-to things are Nair and fair. So
yeah, Nair I can
figured-
see. Fair is where I draw the line. Because the thing about fair, think about it. Think about the animation when you swing the sword. Shulk swings it over his head. I'm gonna go
all the way
ahead.
down to his kneecap.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually put up the screen here. So you can follow along with this. So, Shulk has his sword, swings it over his head, comes all the way down. Over his head is frame 14. This is the first hitbox he comes out of. So, when he's doing this, and first off, it's frame 14. It's really slow. That's the first thing we want to think about. And if your opponent is down here, then they have to wait until frame 15, 16, 17, 18, and actually I think this is 17 and 18 is like the one behind, but the point is it's slower than frame 14. Now, if you are looking at Nair, which starts behind you on frame 13, not only do you have less landing lag, but you have more time to set it up, more range in the position that you want to cover, and even then it's slow. So you have to set it up well in advance. So the point that I'm getting at with this is that you don't generally want to come in spacing with your fair if it's going to be that slow to hit the person below you. It's not an option you use to land on someone, it's an option you use to hit people that are above you, not below you. The exception is if you're spacing. Like if you're retreating with your forward air, then it could work. But otherwise, not so much. Let me see, Kirby Oi. Does buffering add an additional 10 frames of auto-canceling to a character's moveset? No. That's not how it works. When you buffer something, you press the input 10 frames before it's possible to do. What that means is that once you're able to actually use the move, you will instantly use the move. It's essentially like allowing you to press the button earlier to be able to do something as soon as it's possible. By the way, welcome to the stream, best player, Francisco Lugo. Thanks a lot for poking your heads in. But yeah, the point that I'm getting at though isn't so much the attack you used, because first off, forward air is an option you should never use when your opponent is below you and you're approaching, because think about it. Let's just take Nair and forward air, which have similar frame data in terms of reaching below and in front of you. But let's say you actually succeeded at hitting them. Let's look again at risk, reward, and chance of success. The risk is what happened here, you get blown up. The reward for forward air is you knock them away. You reset to neutral. The reward for Nair is not only do you hit them, but you get to start a combo and potentially turn the situation around completely.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, the risk for Nair is less because you have less landing lag. And you cover the space below you faster, so if they get close, they can actually get hit. Meanwhile, with forward air, the only way they're going to get hit is if they jump at you.
So all in all, try to implement Nair more, if not every time, than fair.
Yeah, Nair is almost always the better option than fair in this situation. Francisco Lugo speaks Spanish. Bueno, yo hablo español, pero no puedo hablar español ahora porque todo el mundo que está mirando son inglés. Ellos no me van a entender si yo hablo en español. Entonces por ahora necesito hablar español. Perdón, a mi amigo. Anyways. So let's go ahead and keep watching. Essentially, what I'm saying is the way that you're drifting forward, especially in shield art where you have no room to move, and the fact that you are out of jumps, you do not have any mix-up options besides your special moves, which can put you in a lot of lag. So in this situation, I would say the best thing you could do is honestly fast fall with an air dodge and then snap the ledge.
Okay. I guess instead of trying to force my way, like, always trying to, I have to hit him, just, sometimes retreat to ledge and try to get back to the stages.
Mm-hmm.
More is better than trying to, tack on some percent.
Yes, it's a lot better. Just, essentially, when you're in neutral, you want to take the advantage. That much is obvious. When you're in the advantage, a lot of people think you want to hit them, you want to rack on percent, you want to keep your advantage. Because the longer you keep your advantage, the easier it is to hit them, tack on percent, and put them in a situation where you can kill them. It's about the journey, not the destination. Staying in advantage. And when you want to... when you're in disadvantage, your goal should be to reset to neutral. Because if you play disadvantage with less options, the same way you play neutral or advantage, you're going to telegraph exactly what you're going to do. The opponent's going to see it coming from a mile away. You're going to get punished really hard. If you instead reset to neutral, then you can try to play from a position that is a lot easier to catch your opponent. And that's what gives you more consistency. Like, it's possible to go straight from disadvantage to advantage if your opponent overextends, but at that point you're relying on your opponent making a mistake. You can't win matches consistently by relying on mistakes. You have to be able to create mistakes. You have to be able to force your opponent to make decisions that'll catch them off guard. Or that'll put their guard down and will allow you to capitalize, rather. You want to be able to put yourself in a position that you can pressure your opponent. And if you are trying to attack your opponent from a position your opponent has all the cards in his hand, then, you're attacking the high ground, dude. Yo, people surprised that I speak Spanish? I have Tremendo in my name. I got that Cuban flair, man. People surprised.
I was surprised you spoke Spanish, but I knew Tremendo was Spanish. The word Tremendo was Spanish.
Yeah, I feel you. To be fair, it's also Italian.
Hey, multi-language.
Yeah, it's Latin, I suppose. Anyways. Latin-based, rather. I don't know if it's actually a word in Latin.
Rando black X-Latin.
Well, you didn't look Mexican. I'm not Mexican. I'm Cuban.
Boom. So, I have heard that, I don't know if it's true, but it is, counter stronger.
Oh, look at that. I want you to just appreciate that. Your habit worked out for you there.
The bomb.
You missed your attack. You countered. You tried to punish. You died. This is what creates your habit.
At 75.
You just need to recognize that it's a habit and not do it all the time. is not a bad option. It just depends on the situation, especially with Toonlink, who's a character that attacks from the side, so his punish is going to be a little delayed. It's not a bad option, especially if he's throwing out projectiles like that, because every single other time, even times that it's activated, he's thrown a projectile. Sometimes it activates and he's too far, but when he's at that mid-range, it's perfect.
Now I don't know if like 75% with almost max rage, and it's the hard counter. Is shield? Does shield
counter
affect
is not
the
stronger.
strength of the counter?
No.
It doesn't. See, I thought so.
Okay. The reason that misconception came, like, yes, it is true that Shulks like to use counter more in shield. It's not because shield makes it stronger. It's because shield makes it safer. If you miss a counter and you get punished for missing, you're not gonna die because you're in shield art. And also, the reason that people think it's stronger is because when you're in shield art, usually is when you have rage. And rage makes it launch you farther.
Yeah.
That makes it stronger. It's not shield art.
Yeah, because I always just thought Smash would be the optimal one.
Not to bug you or anything, but what advantages do you think Shulk has over King DDD in neutral game and edge guarding? Well, first off, Shulk is a lot faster than King DDD. A lot faster.
Oh my.
Like, no comparison there. Shulk can pressure in the air, he can leave the ground, whereas King DDD generally needs to stay grounded when pressuring because of his jump squad being so low, or he has to stay in the air. He can't really mix from air to ground or ground to air. He has to either commit to being in the air or being in the ground. Shulk does not. That allows him to play neutral a lot better. Plus, Shulk has Malk, Monado Art Lightning Lag Cancel, which allows him to completely cancel the lag of anytime he has landing lag. Whether it's air dodge lag, attack, aerial lag, or RCO. And not only that, but it has iframes on it, so he can dodge attacks and be completely unpunishable after he lands an aerial. Besides that, you got the Monado Arts. Depending on the situation and character, Shulk can play around them using the Monado Arts, which can allow him to play neutral in completely different ways. When it comes to edge guarding, DDD does have a lot of pressure that he could put out with the projectiles, but Shulk generally gets more reward for doing so, because he has not only the mobility to catch people that try to jump over, he doesn't put out as much pressure, but he does have a ridiculous amount of range, and he does have things like Buster that allows him to get so much damage per hit for just lighting counters, and then once he gets to a good percentage, he can turn on Smash Art, and then just wait for the opponent to do something and then punish him, and they die. That's a very powerful tool when edge guarding. Besides that, Shulk is able to go off stage, which is something that DDD generally doesn't want to do. Because although he does have that range, a lot of his attacks have a lot of lag and put him in the air for a long time falling. Because he's a fast faller, it's not something you want to do. DDD prefers generally stay on stage when ledge trapping. And Shulk can do that too, but Shulk can also go off stage because he has one of the best recoveries in the game. But yeah, I actually don't know if False made that False did say that shield makes counter deadly.
Someone just twisted it.
I'm not sure if that's what he meant.
Yeah.
I hope not. It probably is, though, to be honest. Anyways, let me stop burning your time here. Right now we have another hour. So let's go ahead and keep watching.
All right, deep breaths.
Deep breath.
I'm not the guy in the afro. I'm the guy next to him.
Gotcha.
So saw me with the little sigh of relief.
Yeah.
I was in the mode like, okay,
we came back from those. We good.
And it's funny you said like walking, and I felt that in the second game I started to do more of that.
We're gonna find out in just a second. That right there.
Or at least- or
some foxtrots. Let me tell you, Shulk's foxtrot not so good. You got way too much lag out of that. You almost got punished. I don't know how you didn't get hit. Getting clicked out. Right there. I hope you noticed how slow the ledge grab was.
Yeah, I did. See, then he started up tilting because he didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
Combo.
Well, the thing about it, right there, the habit is about to bite you. Habit is about to bite you really hard right here. But no, when you're in jump art, you take more damage. And you fall faster, so it's easier for him to keep you in the up tilt string. When you get caught by something like that, you gotta turn jump art off immediately.
Okay.
Hey, when you're in jump art, you take more damage than you do in Buster, right?
I did not know that. I always thought it was Buster that damage.
Yeah, that's the misconceptions. There's a lot of them floating around, but you really need to take a look whenever you can, study them in other words, effects. You don't have to remember the exact numbers, but just remember generally how they go. When you're in jump art, you take 22% more damage. When you're in Buster, you take 12% more damage. Meanwhile, when you're in Buster, you deal 40% more damage. Those people that say that Buster is really high risk don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
In fact, Buster has lower risk because it makes your attack safe on shield. So it's less likely that you're going to get caught in the first place. Yeah, you get hit, you get hit a little bit more percent, but no. And then people that say that jump art makes you lighter, I have no idea what... I think that's because the game used to say that it lowers his defense, so people are like, oh, I guess that means he gets launched farther. No, it means he takes more damage. In fact, he lives longer if he gets sent off the top because he falls faster.
Hey, more knowledge.
More knowledge. This is what we came here for. He does die earlier if he gets sent off the side, though, because the extra fall speed makes him fall at a more horizontal angle, which means you get launched farther to the sides. Anyways, let's see how you get bodied for this. Oh yeah, oh delicious. He should have grabbed you,
Yeah.
but he got a dash attack. That was a really weak punish. Like honestly, this Toonlink,
He could have fared actually.
he could have done so many things, but he didn't. He from what I'm gathering, he's getting very far by throwing things, and his throwing things are pretty solid. Like, he puts his items in the right place, but he doesn't convert off of them. He doesn't have a solid advantage state. He has a good neutral, and that's it. You are living a lot longer than you should be because he's unable to convert. Right there. You got a nair in. Should have converted off of that. You could have very easily grabbed him right there. Right there, you're dashing in, you're getting hit by items. Okay, good cover. Now, you... I'm sorry, man.
I'm like,
this man about to get some ledge trapping on, and then you...
I couldn't go through the platform, so I'm like, oh, time to run off. Oh boy.
Alrighty, take care of yourself, Blue Pikachu. Catch you later. Yeah, I think you're short hopping, instant double jump onto the platform. Why did you press the jump button twice?
I was anticipating him to jump from the ledge. And
Okay, but if
you see my animation, I'm about to do fair.
Yeah.
So I'm prepared to edgeguard this man hard.
Okay, but like
platform got in the way.
Not only did the platform get in the way, but if you wanted to catch his jump, why didn't you just full hop? You would have kept your double jump as an option. You would have gone higher. The fair would have actually come out despite the platform. But besides that, let's take another step with this. Let me pull out the notes one more time. Okay, I want to let you know, when you have your opponent in this position, you don't have to anticipate the opponent's next move. All you need to do is react. The onus is on them to act. They're the ones trapped on ledge. You don't have to do anything. You could stay there. You could stand still. You could just hold shield. Just put yourself at a distance where you can react to whatever he does and then punish it. Short hopping is not a bad option in this position because it gives you the ability to throw out an aerial and cover whatever they do. But you full hopping and throwing out the fair is you snapping at the nip a little too soon and allowing him to get past you because you committed. You put yourself in lag. Even if you got off this platform immediately, even if the platform wasn't there, you would have given him the opportunity to roll through you. The instant you full hop, roll through you. Especially if you jumped with a buffered fair. What you should have done in this position is just, like, you could have stayed you could have stayed short hopping if you wanted to, maybe even throw out an air or two, since he has low landing lag and you can cover off of it. But no matter what he does, like, even if you got this fair, what would that have given you? He's at 29%. You're in speed art. You get a fair, what are you going to convert it into? Especially if you double jump into a fair, you lose the ability to follow it up, and you just let him grab ledge again. You're in speed art. It reduces the damage output. You're getting a single hit. You're not getting anything off of that. Like, at most, you're getting like 5%. If you're in Buster, then yeah, I feel you. You're getting you got a solid hit, you got a good amount of damage, but you're in speed art. If you're trapping someone at ledge in speed art, it's because you want to convert off of it. And that option that you chose, which is double jump into fair, even if the platform wasn't there, you wouldn't be able to convert off of it because you double jumped. If you full hopped, then sure. But even then, there's better things you could do, and you didn't need to do it because as soon as you do that, you give your opponent the opportunity to get off the ledge. That's not what you want to do. When you're in advantage, you don't want to hit. Your goal isn't to hit the opponent. Your goal is not to kill the opponent. Your goal is to keep advantage. Because when you keep advantage, it makes it easier to hit the opponent, to kill the opponent. Focus on focus on the journey, not the destination. Don't overcommit when you don't have to. When you have the advantage, the onus is on him to act. You could do whatever you want. You can chill. You can stay back. You could be like, alright, if he jumps, I'm going to up tilt. If he neutral get ups, I'm going to grab him. If he drops off ledge, I block and then up B. If he rolls, then I grab him. If he, you could play like that. Or you could also just be short hopping. You could be like, alright, I'm just going to throw out an air. And if he does anything, then I can react. Either the nair will hit him or I can react. But throwing out that fair, that's overcommitment.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens after you got caught with the platform and struggled a little bit. He neutral get ups. None of your fears came to fruition, but In this position, he could have also neutral get up into shield and then punish you out of shield. Because you would have landed in lag. Because of the fair. And he resets to neutral. So, I want to call this out a little bit. Even though, like, we just spent, like, 2 whole minutes or more talking about that one situation. But I want to just... Instead of talking about that one situation, I want to talk about the big picture here. You took the advantage. You put him at ledge. You were at 60%, he's at 29%. This was your opportunity to make a comeback. And the option you chose denied you that opportunity to make a comeback. Even if the platform wasn't there, he still would have gotten off the ledge. Reset to neutral, you'd be in this exact situation. And if you did succeed, he'd be at, like, what, 34%? And then the situation repeats itself. When you take the advantage, you have to make the most of it. You gotta really let him have it. Either you're getting a kill or you're getting a lot of percent. But the important thing is just focus on keeping the advantage. Anyways, let's keep moving. Okay, unfortunate clank. I don't know how I feel about Smash Art right now.
Yeah. I usually pull out Smash when I see someone around like 60 or 70 or higher, because I know, like, alright, I get a down throw that's sending them off stage and I can just proceed from there. But again, it's just at a percent where I'm comfortable with. I don't want to wait till they're at like 80 to, get going.
Well,
knowing that it could possibly kill earlier.
Let me say this. First, 2 things. First off, when you're in Smash Art, consider the fact that down throw is a kill throw at like 110% by the ledge. You don't want to stale it. If that's your goal, you don't want to stale it. Here's another thing. When you're at 68%, when your opponent's at 68%, you turn on Smash Art. Yes, you could potentially get a kill if you put him in an edgeguard situation. But at the same time, you're going to require a lot more effort than if you just waited a little bit longer, where that edgeguard would be a kill instead. And another thing, Smash Art makes makes it harder to win neutral. Because it makes your attacks less safe on shield. It makes it easier for your opponent to play around you. It cuts your damage in half. That makes your hits a lot less safe on shield. Not to mention, it significantly increases the reward of your opponent hitting you, as well as you hitting the opponent. But not even, because if you're in a position to get killed and your opponent's not, because I guess you weren't that far behind, which is why you felt it was safe. But
yeah, but it was just I was at the ledge.
Yeah.
Toonlink is a beast.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna comment too much on that. You already know that. But generally what I feel is it would be a lot better, a lot more consistent if you had instead gone into speed art here and then chained him off the ledge, or even jump art and chained him off the ledge, and then once he's off stage, turn on Smash Art. Because then he doesn't have anything to deal with it. Then his options are limited, and you can very easily catch him out, and just off a single guess, kill him. You go off stage, hover with him, he air dodges, he's dead. Or he has to up B, you air slash, he's dead. But if you play like this in neutral, then it's going to be very hard for you to put him in that situation in the first place, because you're playing from a disadvantage. You're giving him the high ground by turning on Smash Art in neutral. Especially if a stray hit isn't going to kill like his is. But another thing here, when this forward smash connected, think about the way forward smash works. It's 2 hits. The instant the first hit connected, you should have been turning off Smash Art.
I didn't know if I had enough time.
It doesn't
I was
matter.
like,
You try.
already accepting defeat.
You try. You always try. It's not over till you hit the blast zone. And if you fail, whatever. It's the same result as if you didn't try at all. You have nothing to lose. Just try. Just immediately. PvP. Save your own life, because forward smash would not have killed you if you weren't in Smash Hard. Now here's the edgeguard situation. Now is when you turn on Smash Art. Now that could have worked out. Now he's still on ledge, you could trap him there. But you went for the Nair, and then now that he's no longer in that position, now you should turn off Smash Art.
Oh, okay.
Because
See,
now,
yeah,
once you get him off stage, you're out of Smash Art. You can no longer edgeguard him.
See, sometimes, like, I'm, like, more often than not, I'll wait for my, arts to end, but I do turn them off occasionally, only because if I'm not getting something going, then I'll just turn it off, but, like, see, I always felt that if I was in Smash, and I just miss, it's my objective is to keep going until I get it, and, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
That,
you definitely
you told me
want
to turn it
know.
off.
Yeah. Just think about it. You had about, from that position, you had about 8 seconds of Smash Art left. If you turned it off right there, it would go on cooldown for 10 seconds. And then in 10 seconds, you could get him off stage. And then once you get him off stage, Smash Art is ready again. And he's back in the same situation he was before. However, it took you those 8 seconds to get him off stage. And then once you had him off stage, you didn't have the means to kill him because you turned off Smash Art. It's about managing your arts like that. You want to make sure when you need your arts, you have them. You want to make sure that you're not using the arts in a situation where you don't need them. It's like, let's say you're at 140% against a character like, say, Pikachu. You're in Shield Art because you don't want to die. But then you get Pikachu off stage. You put him at disadvantage. Why would you stay in Shield Art?
Good point.
He can't kill you from the ledge. There's nothing he can do that'll kill you. So what you could do is you turn off Shield Art. Then in 10 seconds, when you need it again, you'll have Shield Art. When you're recovering, if you desperately need Jump Art to recover in a certain matchup, if you're not recovering, turn off Jump Art. Make sure you have it when you need it. Same thing with any other art. So, also right there, that was some buttons. Like, first off, that was forward smash. Then you shield, and then you jump in back air. What was that back air supposed to hit?
I have no clue. I don't even think I was trying to do another move.
Were you trying to pop the balloon here? Cause like,
I guess that's what we call autopilot.
yeah, I suppose so. You were trying to intercept him out of the air, but then he drifted out of the way. You thought that he would keep going towards you, but you didn't consider what Toonlink considers the optimal range. Why would he land on you? He has no reason to do so when you're at 29%. He's constantly staying at this range, just barely out of your range, keeping you in his, trying to keep you at his optimal range when you're not in, when he's not in yours. He's been like this the entire match, and every single swipe that you've thrown at him has just barely missed the mark. And then right here, this up air. Like, I guess you didn't really have any other options, but honestly, the best choice you could have made here was probably counter. or air slash. One or the other. I would have probably air slashed. Now you're walking.
So yes.
Now is when you start
I was
walking.
realizing I was on autopilot. Then I was like, oh wait, let me calm down for a second. So I started walking, and
Woo!
That
Good
kill.
stuff. That's when you noticed his autopilot option. You put him at ledge. He tried to get over you, which means instead of moving backwards, he finally moved into you, and that's your opportunity to catch him out. And that's exactly what you did. This is what I want to see you doing the entire set. Did I know DDD can stick a Gordo in the wall and use it for edge guarding? Yes, I did know that. But DDD has to go off stage to do that, which puts him in a risky situation. DDD's recovery goes far, but he can't really attack off stage without making himself fall pretty far. He doesn't have any fast attacks off stage. Besides, that would stop him from like falling really low. He can like short hop. He can jump with an up air. He can jump with any aerial, but can just fair repeatedly. Throw out an air slash, grab the ledge at the same time, and kill his opponent. And Shou can go a lot farther than DDD. Cover a much larger range than DDD. DDD's ledge trapping and edge guarding is really good. His ledge trapping might even be, well, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how they compare. It's harder to figure out than Shulk's. But I think Shulk's is a little more versatile. Anyways, let's keep moving. Right there, you swipe through that. Not bad. Actually, let's take a step back. Right here, the reason you were in this position was because you double jumped. You didn't have to double jump here. And if you did double jump, you should have just fast falled. And if you fast falled, you might have been able to land before he throws the bomb. Mix up your options there. But honestly, you shouldn't have double jumped in the first place. You jump, the boomerang goes under you, you land on the ground. And then you jump again, if anything. Or shield. He's holding a bomb, he can't grab you. On to fair, he tries to cover you here, you air slash. So honestly, right here, you didn't have to double jump. You could have kept your resources. You could have very easily gone low and grabbed ledge with air slash.
Yeah.
And he would have been able to do anything about it.
That.
Right there was a perfect opportunity to punish that you missed. Right here, he throws the bomb and then commits to the double jump, and right here you could have nared him. But you were scared of getting paired, so it's understandable why you double jumped. It wouldn't have worked. But it's a respectable thing to be worried about. There, I think you buffered the second slash by accident. That was a lot faster than usual. Okay. Hey. Okay, right there, the fair had no chance of hitting. Nair would have worked better because it starts behind you. Grab, good. Nair. If you had naired him, you probably could have killed him.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it would have set up for an edge guard?
Nair, fair, air dodge, read, down air.
Oh my god.
He's trying to make a combo video here. Good. Here's where you should have turned on... Well, I guess Nair can seal out the stock. Right there. Oh my god.
Oh.
I would have killed him right
right.
there with a Nair. Nair, fair. Dead outside.
Oh my god. See, I never even think of that.
Like right here where he jumps and air dodges into the ground, I would have, instead of up tilting here, I would have probably short hopped because I'm not afraid of his bomb when he's exhausted his options. If he throws the bomb, he cannot connect into the fair. So I would have jumped in his face and then prepared an air to catch his landing. And because he retreated backwards, I would have given you enough time to accelerate with that nair. Forward, no, advancing nair, forward air, dead. Or at least in a terrible ledge trap situation. Right there you were a little slow grabbing again.
That was a mistake. Yeah.
Oh,
right,
no, I know what you wanted to do. I won't fault you for that.
So yeah, so I usually what I do is when I'm at this kind of percent and I want to go to shield, but I'm in jump, I'll just camp around until the art starts blinking. And
oh my god! What?
So
you're giving me a heart attack here, dude.
With these bombs.
Right here, you could have forward smashed. You would have died.
Oh.
Right here.
Oh, I see it, bro. Oh man.
I respect that you were scared, you didn't want to get hit, but think about it. He has no options to threaten you with this range. You didn't have to shield. You shielding here was an overcommitment. There was nothing he could do to threaten you. All you needed to do was take a step back if you were afraid of forward air, and then just forward smash and he's dead. Like, he even tried to fair you. It wasn't gonna work. That's how close you were to winning this set. Let me pause the video real quick. Okay, so let's keep moving here. So right here, you're off to a much better start than you were before. I see the walk. Right there, that forward tilt could have very easily been a grab. You could have gotten a lot more than that. If I were you, after that thing, I see this man running forward. Grab, back throw, turn on Buster, get my percent. I guess Zare would have hit there, but he wouldn't really have been able to get too much off of it, and honestly, this Toonlink hasn't used Zair all game. All set, he has not used Zair, so I wouldn't have expected it. If he got it, then whatever, he got it. Maybe he could have Zair up. It's too high percent for Zair up smash, so most he could do is Zair fair. But honestly, my man was at 168%. It probably would have sent him too far away. So right now, you're getting some good percent. That jump is something I can't advise, though. You're still there, by the way, right? Can you hear me? And yeah, he could have backed up, exactly. But he wouldn't have anything to fear from that. Hey, can you hear me now?
I'm here, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Alright, cool.
Alright. So, you were doing a really good job trapping him at the ledge, but then that forward smash kind of threw everything away. This is a beautiful image. Okay, so essentially, the issue with forward smash is that in this position where it has no chance to kill, it's high risk, low reward. Like, he's shielding. You throw out a forward smash, you're not going to get anything off of it. Which would be better off doing in this position is throwing out a down tilt. Because it comes out faster, has less ending lag, and has more reward because you can chain off of it. But right here, you forward smash, you get bodied. Now you're having trouble getting it again. Okay, good. You sweep in. Nice. It's not the best thing you could have done, to be honest. From that position, you land that nair, you could have grabbed, and then gotten a down throw into a fair, and gotten even more percent. It's not bad. It's not bad. Woo! Okay. By the way, the echo's back in all its glory.
Oh no.
Thanks a lot for the follow, Ninja4682. Much appreciated.
Okay.
Okay, so far so decent.
Oh.
You're getting a little bit too close and overcommitting a little bit too much at the distance you're at. You're not threatening your opponent at all.
Grab.
Yeah. You're trying too hard to get the grab without conditioning it. Oh my god! Hold on. Let me tell you.
It didn't work.
Let me tell you how close you were to killing him right here. You know why you didn't kill him right here? Because he snapped a damn ledge.
I know. That happens to me so many times where I go for the up B to kill them, but then I snap the ledge.
You want to know how to not do that? You want to know the secret to not doing that?
Teach me the way. Show me the way.
When you up B, hold down before doing the second slash.
Hold down.
If you hold down, you will not grab the ledge.
Will I die?
If you let go of down, no. Like, what you do is you hold down, do the second slash, let go of down, grab ledge.
Okay.
You will not snap, you will just grab, normally. And your opponent will be dead. And then you almost got this downer here.
It just didn't work.
Oh my god. Oh no! I'm so sad for you! You dash attack. No, wait, no, you rolled. You were scared.
Yeah.
I thought you tried to forward smash and you missed and put a dash attack. No, the roll was a bad option. You had all the frame advantage. You could have killed him right there. Like, right here, forward smash. He's landing in lag. Either forward smash or at least grab. Or forward tilt. Forward tilt maybe wouldn't have killed him.
Just literally any option.
Yeah. And then you died because you crossed him up. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about cross-ups. So, Nair is really safe because you can cross up your opponent. You can, even if they block, you land behind them and you're safe, right? What's wrong with this picture? Let me see if you can tell me what's wrong with this picture before I explain it.
I guess it was because I was at the ledge.
Yes. Why is that bad?
I don't have any space to, run away.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. When you nair into someone, with the momentum that you carry from jump art landing, you slide. If you're next to the ledge, you will not slide, which means you stop, and then your opponent punishes you and you're dead. Like, you should have landed, like, over here. You landed here, you would have slid over here. But instead, you stopped right here. Because of that, it was very easy to hit you with the bomb and kill you. But that's not the only thing that you messed up here. That's not the only reason that it's bad to cross up someone when they're at the ledge. Think about it from a universal perspective. When you are at the ledge... Now, when you are... Let's say you're right here. Your opponent's at the ledge. Your opponent loses the ability to back up. You can pressure them really hard over here. You send them off stage. They're stuck on stage. You turn on Buster Yard or Smash Yard. You get stupid percent or kill them. If you cross up your opponent when they're right next to the ledge, then you are trading all the stage control you have for the stage control your opponent has. And you put the opponent here in this part of the stage.
Yeah.
So, from a fundamental perspective, this is a terrible idea. You're giving your opponent all of the advantages and putting yourself at a frame disadvantage, which means you are literally handing your opponent the advantage state. Definitely not something you want to do. So I'm going to make a note of that here. Do not cross up your opponent when they are at the ledge. Doing so trades stage control. And also interrupts jump art slide. You have no room to move. Alright, good. Let's keep moving. We've taken almost an hour analyzing the set alone. Almost 2 hours, I mean. Been like an hour and a half. But there's so much to really dig in this, so we're getting a lot.
Yeah, there was so much that happened. Yeah, see, now I'm just getting hit. Tried to...
Okay, here's an opportunity.
Yeah, he just air dodged through it.
You could have had him right there, but you lashed out a little bit too early when he was out of range. So there's something... I feel like this is a very consistent thing. You have trouble discerning when your opponent is in range of your attacks. You have a tendency to just buffer your inputs or hit your opponent just barely out of range of your attack. So I think that's something you definitely need to look at. You need to work on dodging your range properly. Because if your opponent isn't in that space and you throw out the attack, you're going to get punished hard. Right now you're trying to approach and shield art, but you're putting yourself constantly in lag. Again, you advancing forward there when your opponent is below you is a terrible option. If your opponent is on the ground, they can always react to it because it starts above your head. Especially if you full hop it, it's very easy to see coming, it's telegraphed. Okay. Dash attack.
Unsafe dash attack and losing.
Yeah. So in general, the biggest things to talk about. Let's see. So there's dodging. Biggest things to improve on. Dodging range. Dodging risk, reward, chance of success. What else were there? Avoiding telegraphing nukes. Holding forward. Oh, we can put that on the side bullet point. Yeah, let me put it up here so you can see what I'm writing. Habit. Whenever you whiff an attack, counter. Sometimes. Fair out of hit stun. Fair and disadvantage better. Recognizing your opportunities. Using position and range. Okay, so what else is there? Oh, and art management and conservation. Thanks, man. For Kirby Koi saying he likes the music. Alright, so that's already a lot to talk about here. So the biggest things to improve on: gauging range, gauging risk, reward, and chance of success, decision making, essentially. Avoiding telegraphing your moves, like holding forward at disadvantage. Working on your habits, like when you whiff an attack and counter, and when you fare on disadvantage. Let's talk a little bit about breaking habits, because you have quite a few of those. And it's not as easy as telling yourself to stop doing those.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a habit, if you tell yourself, no, it's essentially an autopilot response to a situation. Your body sees the situation, is familiar with, and then goes for the default option for that situation. Like, this is what works here. Or this is what I'm going to do here. Maybe it doesn't always work, maybe it does sometimes work, and it becomes a habit. If you tell yourself to not do something, then when you get put in that situation, your body is going to see, hey, what do I do in this situation? Let me just go for my programmed response. And then it puts that habit right back in the spot where you took it out. So you're back to square one. You have the habit, and it's not going away. And you keep doing it despite telling yourself not to do it. Because that's not how you get rid of it. Which means when you're trying to get rid of a habit, what you need to do is you need to tell yourself, instead of just what not to do, you have to tell yourself what to do instead. Think positively, not negatively. Because if you're in that situation, then when you get put in that situation again, and you give your body something to do, then you can make a conscious decision that will not be a habit, instead of going back to that program response.
Okay.
That's going to work out a lot better for you.
And this particularly, this whole weekly was a week I kind of forced myself to just go show the entire, night.
Trying to make sure that you had the footage, you have a lot of opportunities to study, and you learn. I'm noticing you have, this is the analysis 13, I see analysis 14, I'm guessing you make a playlist of these?
Yeah, I do.
That's good.
Just
That's
to, if I ever decide to do these again, I'll have them.
Alright, well, perfect. So let's go over your weaknesses, and let's talk about each of them with the time we have left. We have about 15 minutes left.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing on your list, you said you hit a plateau.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into that. So actually, let's work out what we can strike out right now, real quick. So lesson goals: analyze the replay. We just did that. Increase shelf knowledge. We did that throughout the thing. Work on matchup knowledge. Honestly, a lot of the issues that you ran into wasn't the fact that you didn't know the matchup. It was that you just got caught because you did silly things in terms of Smash, not in terms of the matchup. Toonlink didn't jank you. He just threw things at you and you got hit. So I don't think matchup knowledge should be your focus right now. I think your focus should be improving your skills. Matchup knowledge is good, and you can get that by studying other characters. But what's more important is understanding Smash as opposed to understanding specific characters and toolsets, because once you understand the fundamentals of the game, it would be a lot easier for you to come up with those answers yourself. There are some things that you do need to improve on in terms of matchup knowledge that you're going to get bodied if you don't know. Like, for example, knowing what are 50-50s, what are true combos, knowing at what percents you're in danger to getting killed. Like, against Game & Watch, for example, you're at percent to die to Toot Toot, you want to be in Shield Art, so you're not at percent to die to Toot Toot. But then, if you're in Shield Art at like 150% or something like that, then Toot Toot's gonna kill you, you know?
Okay.
Like, that's where you need matchup knowledge. But for things like this, you just need game knowledge. I think increasing your shelf knowledge, increasing your fundamentals, I think that's going to help you a lot more than just studying individual matchups. And in general, when you want to improve yourself, the most important thing to do is to work on what gives you the biggest amount of growth in the shortest amount of time. You want to improve efficiently. It's why I don't advise people to study advanced techniques until they understand their fundamentals. Because the fundamentals will help them grow so much faster than the advanced techniques will. And the advanced techniques, if they come to rely on them, will actually stunt their growth if they use them in situations where they shouldn't be used. When you understand the fundamentals of the game, it becomes a lot easier to determine that. Mixing up landings. Well, we talked a lot about this as well. It's... don't telegraph your moves. You're going straight towards your opponent. It's not something that you want to be doing. You generally want to put yourself in a situation where you can react to what your opponent does, and when your opponent cannot react to what you do. But if you're jumping at them from across the stage, they can very easily react to it. That's the main thing that's catching you out. If you take to mind what I said about trying to reset to neutral when you're at disadvantage, like put yourself in a position where you'll have more options, like land on the platform, or land on the ledge, or put yourself away from your opponent so you have time to drift away, or put yourself in a position where you can mix up your drift to catch your opponent off guard, or keep your jump handy so you can double jump away from your opponent when he tries to intercept you on the ground. That's how you mix up landings. You keep your options open, and then you go for the ones that are least likely to get caught, or that will have the lowest risk if you get caught, or of getting caught. Beyond that, let's keep moving here. Hitting a plateau, that's a very important thing to get past, but the biggest way that you get over a plateau, or that you get down from a plateau in order to move up, is to realize that there's something you're missing. And right now, that something is your understanding of the fundamentals of the game. You are constantly doing things, you're constantly making poor decisions, you're constantly misspacing your attacks, you are constantly drifting in a little bit too far, and getting, like, telegraphing your moves. Like, we have a laundry list of things, and all of these would be fixed. Well, almost all of these, because there are a couple things that are Shulk specific, but almost everything else will happen regardless of what character you play. Even if you were to pick up a top tier, even if you were to main Ryu, the only exception is like maybe Sonic, because Sonic can carry you if you just side B. But
yeah, but like people will try to grab if I do it too much.
Yeah, like there's ways to get around it. If you fight a good player, you will not get carried. You will not be able to get carried past a good player. You can beat a lot of lower level and mid level players, but you cannot beat a pro if you get carried. And that's where your growth will be stunted. That's where you'll feel that you've done really well, but you can't make past the grind. Honestly, at your current skill level, what I'm seeing right now, I would class you not as an intermediate level player, but as a journeyman.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of things you can work on, which is a good thing, but the main thing you need to do in order to put yourself at that level that you need to be is to take a step down to the level where you actually are, and then from there move up. So, there's a lot to take in from this lesson alone. There's this list of mistakes, but this list of mistakes is showing a lot of underlying, more important mistakes. What I want you to do moving forward is not just recognizing the mistakes that you make, like seeing every time you get hit and being like, okay, I got hit here. You want to ask yourself not just what hit you, or what happened in the situation, but why did it happen? Why did you get hit by this? Why did this attack not work? And then just keep breaking it down and try to find the answers to those questions. That's how you can grow the fastest. That's how you can most quickly learn the game without going through trial and error. Once you understand a situation, you can apply it to similar situations. So let's, if you learn the fundamentals of the game, you grow your fundamentals, you take a step down to where you are, and then grow from there, that will overcome your plateau. You will become so much better than you could have imagined. That's something that you'll be growing with over time. It's not something we can really talk about right now. There's a lot to take in and a lot of steps to take, but it'll happen. Just follow everything else that I've said, and you'll get down from that plateau faster than you can imagine.
Okay.
So, lack of confidence in yourself and your character. I can tell you, like I said throughout the entire thing, your character's not the problem. You know that. You know that, like, besides the fact that Nico and Pome and all the other top Shulks are succeeding with their character, just off everything that I've mentioned here, a lot of the issues that you have isn't Shulk's lack of ability to succeed, so much as it is you having fundamental flaws. And this is where things get tricky, because a lot of other characters get carried in the sense that the character masks the player's flaws. Like, if the character allows you to get to a level of good enough, then it's masking that flaw. And if you find a top player who's able to exploit that weakness of yours, then you're going to get blown open. The thing about Shulk is that if you are not a Malk-happy player, Shulk does not mask your weaknesses. So it makes you stare yourself straight in the face and say, I suck at this game. But there's a plus side to that too, because if you become good with Shulk, you become good at Smash Bros.
And that's how we win video games.
Yeah, that is how we win video games. You can pick up any top character, and you can drive home the goal because you will not have those weaknesses. Assuming you're not relying on advanced techniques. If you rely on advanced techniques, then you can start taking in that privilege a little bit. But that's why I tell people to understand the fundamentals of the game before picking up those advanced techniques. Because there, you have the ability not only to grow with your character, and to learn the fundamentals of the game, but then to add that extra layer of privilege on top, and suddenly you're a good character. It's a journey. Very important journey. As for matchup PXP, I don't think we have enough time to talk about that right now, but like I said, it's not a very important point. It's not a very important thing you need to work on right now.
Yeah, those are just people in my area that just I have so much trouble with.
If you slow yourself down and you really understand what's going on, and you improve yourself to the point that you stop making these mistakes that we've outlined here, you'll have a much easier time with these guys.
Right.
And it's not so much a character issue so much as it's you're getting outplayed. As far as I believe. I'd have to watch the match. But adaptation is something we can't really talk about right now. I'd have to go really deep into it, and we are out of time. But in general, it's about watching your opponent's habits and punishing them. Watching what your opponent's tendencies are and punishing them. This mostly applies to playing in neutral. If in this match, your opponent was constantly playing passively, he was staying at a range, throwing things at you, trying to cover your approach, and constantly backing off. Whenever you got close to him, he would take a step back, or he would try to cross over you because it's a lot easier to cross someone up if they're moving towards you. and then he would take your control of the stage and do the entire thing. So the entire game, he's playing keep away. That's passive playstyle. In order to overcome, now what you did in return, which is why you struggled so much, was you went straight into him. And if he's constantly a step ahead of you, you're going to get whittled away. You cannot rush down a passive player.
Alright.
Instead of trying to force an opening, what you need to do against the passive players, you need to create an opening. What you should be doing in that situation, you should be playing in a way to bait his passive options and punish them. There's two ways you beat a passive player. You either out-passive them, or you play bait and punish. You have him throw out an attack and whiff. You exhaust his options. You push him to the ledge, and then you trap him there. That would be allowing you to play passive. Or you put yourself at a range where it seems like he can hit you, and then you back off. He throws up the attack, and then he misses, and then you can punish him. It's a lot harder to do that with his projectile character. But one thing you could do is you could just approach with advancing guard. Just run in and shield. Stay on the ground and shield. Use that defensive option to your advantage, because if you're approaching with an offensive option, you can very easily step out of range. You have so many options out of that defensive option. You run in and shield, there's not much you can do about it. You walk and shield, there's not much you can do about it. And then once it's time to cross over you got him. That's how you beat Toonlink. That's how you beat this player specifically. Not how you beat Toonlink, how you beat a passive player. This man did nothing but run away and throw his into doing. If he'd stayed on the ground and just reacted to what he did and choked away his options and then trapped him on ledge and then got that reward from trapping him on ledge, he would have won this no sweat. Well, let's see. No concrete fundamentals or structure plan. That'll come with time. Just follow everything here. And inconsistency. The biggest thing that you can do to improve your consistency is work on your decision making.
Alright.
Risk, reward, and chance of success. Every single option you make, think about it. Especially in friendlies and when analyzing your matches. Think about it. What do you gain if you succeed? What do you risk if you fail? And how likely are you to succeed? And just by thinking about that, you can start realizing that a lot of the options you're doing aren't good options. And then you can start working those at hit until there comes a situation where it is a good option. Anyways, that's about the end of the time, but you got a ridiculous amount to work through. Is there anything you want to ask before we finish up?
Well, you could send that to me in an email, right? This whole...
Yes, of course. That's the plan.
Okay. And also, yeah, I did have a quick question. And I don't expect you to be able to tell me right away, but I've been seeing you and all these other shulks do this Buster Nair cancel into F Smash. How the heck do you do that?
Okay, that's what that is buffer deactivation. What I do
Buffer deactivation
is I come in with the Nair. What I do is I prepare the deactivation. Like it's like when you look at it on face value, it's very easy to break it down. You're in Buster Art. You Nair, you turn off Buster, you forward smash. The trick behind it, though, is I jump in with the Nair, and then as soon as I press the Nair, I press B twice, preparing the deactivation.
Oh, so you have to press B right as you Nair.
Yeah, like the Nair's already out. Like you press the A button and then immediately B. And then what I do is I wait. I react to the last one. Because you don't have, in order to deactivate an art, you don't have to press B 3 times very quickly. Each B press just has to be within 30 frames. So you can press B, if you're, like, you could have the whole sequence to deactivate the art could last a second and a half. If you just B, B, B. You know? Something like that.
I feel you. I got you.
Like B, B, B would deactivate the art. So what I do is I prime the deactivation. I press BB and then I react to see if I hit them. If I hit them, I'll do the third B press and then AB smash.
Okay.
And if I don't hit them, then I don't press the third B and I keep Buster Art.
Alright. It's actually pretty cool. But yeah, that was all I wanted.
No problem, man.
Thank you for this. Most likely, in the future, I'll do this again. But yeah, I have a lot to look at.
Looking forward to it, man. I'll clean up the document a little bit and send it to you. But this is a ridiculous amount that you have to work.